have 3 rabbits, so we needed a room for them as well.
If they accept the offer, I'm gonna be freaking out because I'm like, this is actually happening. I'm actually getting a house.
Before we get into the vlog, I wanted to go through some context and start off with my wish list because I feel like I never mentioned any of that. So the list is pretty long, but when I talked with my realtor, she said that we could probably get everything we wanted with our budget, so I wasn't too afraid. I mean, at first, when you first start, you always kind of lowball your budget. So when I was looking at houses on Zillow around that budget, I was like, I need to lower my standards for these houses. But then when I got the pre-approval and we qualified for a little more, I was happier because the price range that we had would be able to get us most of the stuff on our wish list. So let's start off. It needed to be 3-bed, 2-bath. I want my own space, like a bedroom for a library / office, and then we have 3 rabbits, so we needed a room for them as well. And obviously we need a bedroom. We need 2 toilets in the house. That's all I'm gonna say. I also wanted it to be bigger than 1,200 square feet because I've lived in houses that were 1,000 square feet and it was a little too cramped, even though yes, it's just me and my husband living in the house. And back then when I lived in a 1,000 square foot house, it was like 6 of us living in the house. Most of the time I was home alone anyways, and even then I felt cramped. So 1,200 square feet was a good number in my opinion. A nice updated kitchen. I feel like everyone wants and loves those white kitchens, and I am the same way. I wanted white cabinets. Obviously I knew houses that would have a completely renovated kitchen were going to be top of our budget, so I wanted to kind of avoid that. But as long as they had a good layout and stuff didn't seem rickety or broken or anything, I was good with that. Ideally, I wanted a big foyer, and that's because I've lived in Ramblers. I hate Ramblers. They give me the ick. It's so annoying how you just walk in and you're right there in the living room. There's no place for people to take off their shoes, especially living in a cold state. When it's the winter, people just want to get in the house and get out of the cold, but then it's kind of hard because if there's no space for everybody to take off their shoes, everybody's just kind of waiting for the next person to move out of the entryway. With our budget, it was kind of hard to find houses with a nice foyer area, and there were a lot of split entry houses, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but a lot of the houses have split entry. It was hard to avoid that. I don't know what else to say about that. It was kind of sad because I feel like we couldn't avoid this one. Next, I wanted a nice size yard. I feel like everybody wants a nice size yard because they plan to host and whatnot. I have the same reasoning. I wanted to be able to host family, or like if we have events in the future for our next milestones, I wanted to be able to host at our house and have a nice big yard for that. There are some drawbacks with a bigger yard though, because you have to cut the grass and buy one of those big grass cutting machine things. Next, the house has to be near shopping centers. It must have AC and central heating. Another thing for me that I put a lot of emphasis on was a south facing house. Lighting is a big thing, especially here. This house that my parents own has pretty okay lighting. We are northeast facing, so the best lighting we get is in the kitchen. With my hobbies, not my careers, my hobbies, aka Bookstagram, I always need good lighting for my photos. A big thing for me is windows in the bathroom. It's a big thing for me because we have 2 bathrooms in this house, 3 actually. They all don't have windows. I think this is our first house that we've lived in that doesn't have windows in the bathroom. I'm really sensitive to smells, and the mildew smell is so bad. I don't think anybody else in the house even smells it as much as I do. I know you guys are probably thinking like that's what bathroom fans are for, but trust me, we have bathroom fans in all 3 of our bathrooms here and it still does not help. I genuinely feel like it is an issue with all bathrooms without windows because I've been to other people's houses and their houses are very brand new and yet it still smells like mildew in the bathrooms. So I'm very sensitive to that. Okay, that was my wish list from what I can remember and what I have in my phone. Let's get into our first showing ever, and this was just day 1.
Hi guys, what am I gonna say? We are on the way to see a house right now. We were supposed to go see a house earlier this afternoon. Our realtor scheduled a viewing at 12:45, I think, for the first house. But then an hour before we were supposed to go see it, they actually canceled on us because they took an offer. But the thing is that that house was on the market for 51 days. So me and my realtor were just talking about how, of course, now that I wanted to see it, somebody would put in an offer and it would be off the market the day that I was scheduled to see it. But it's okay because that house was at the top of our budget and we're not trying to buy the most expensive house on our budget. It was really nice, but wasn't meant to be, I guess. So I'm trying to be positive and I'm excited to see this new house though. Yesterday I was looking on the housing website all night, basically till 1 a.m, disliking all of the houses I did not want to see and then hearting the houses I did want to see. I think there's about 5 houses on my list and the process is actually moving pretty quickly. I don't know if I could see us putting an offer on the house we're going to see. Just because it's our first one that we're actually viewing with our realtor, I feel really panicked because the process just seems to be going so fast. I feel like it could happen at any moment where I'm like, yeah, let's put an offer in this house. And then what? They're going to accept the offer or they're going to reject it. But if they accept the offer, I'm going to be freaking out because I'm like, this is actually happening. I'm actually getting a house, which is insane to think about because in a month or two, more likely 2 months, I will be in a new house. So that's crazy. We just passed some traffic and it is a Sunday, which worries me for the weekdays because what is that going to be like? So maybe we'll have to check it out on a weekday.
The pictures of this house were so gorgeous, but when we stepped in, it was nothing like the pictures. To my greatest dismay, there was no closet for shoes or jackets. Most of the houses within our budget were like this, so just kind of had to forgo this on my wish list. Plus, I had to remind myself a lot that this is our first home only. We're not planning to live in it forever, so I wasn't trying to get the most perfect house ever. As long as we could deal with the way the house was for a few years, I was fine with. Oh my gosh, that scared me.
Okay, that was a big no. The area is nice. The outside is really nice. The inside, I will say, is not good at all. I mean, I think you can tell from the footage that I got. A lot of stuff is run down. The house wasn't well maintained. I think somebody's still living in there, either renting. I don't know. There's lots of clothes, food, and stuff in there. They could be using it for storage, but I don't think they would keep food in the house if somebody wasn't living there. And somebody was also doing laundry before they left, I'm guessing. So, yeah. I don't think... No, I for sure know we're not going to put an offer on that, especially for the price, but the area is nice. It's still by the city, but it's giving suburb vibes. But we have a few more showings tomorrow, so I'm excited for that. And I really hope, really hope the houses we saw are going to be in good condition, or at least fixable, easy fixes. The the issues we saw at this house were very obvious, and there's just a lot of maintenance that will need to go into it if we do get that house. I'm feeling like tomorrow we're gonna have good luck, because today I saw 1111 and I made my wish. I made 3. I don't know if I'm allowed to. I don't really normally do 1111, but I recently saw my coworker and she does 1111. So I was like, okay, maybe this is a good time for me to manifest some good things. Anyways, I made my 3 wishes, and then I was just sitting here thinking like, tomorrow's gonna be a good day. So it is gonna be a good day. Fingers crossed. There's a house we're gonna go see tomorrow that I really liked, that is at a good price point, good area. I'm just a little afraid. No, I'm not even gonna speak that into existence, but yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow. Wow, how embarrassing. I just went out with the tag still on my vest. Are you kidding me?